Hello, children. This is Grandma Carla, and I am back with another chapter of The Storm by Cynthia Rylant. We are on chapter 5, The Storm. It was much too early in the season, Pandora thought, for a storm to blow in. It was the season for fog, yes, but for serious ocean storms, those were due much later in the fall. Then why, she wondered one afternoon in early September, as she gathered tomatoes off the vines, was the sky growing so black? Why was the air so cold? Why were gulls circling higher and higher, their cries growing more and more frantic? Because the sky above the sea loves unpredictability. It loves to surprise. This day it clearly intended to. Seabold and Pandora battened down his boat, secured the shutters over the cottage windows, and set to building a fire in the kitchen stove. "How cold is it?" said Seabold, "and yesterday so warm." "The sea is bringing us a different air," said Pandora. "One, I believe, full of danger. I must go up to the lantern room and attend to the light." Seabold looked at his still splinted leg in frustration. "I have to get up there to help you," he said. "No," said Pandora. "Injury to your leg now will set you back a month of healing. Just keep the fire going while I work." And while Seabold fed the fire in the kitchen and kept a pot of tea hot and ready for them both, Pandora climbed up to the lantern room. She trimmed the great lamp's wicks and she lit them. She checked the kerosene vessel. She cleaned the storm panes. Then she climbed down to the watchroom. Just around supper time, an enormous fog bank began rolling in. High in her tower, Pandora watched it spread toward land like creeping cotton. And she began to ring the bells and sound the horn that would guide smaller boats to shore, giving them escape from the storm that was surely about to hit. Down in the kitchen, Seabold fretted. He listened to the bells and the horn. "I could be doing that," he thought. "I could be helping." But he had to sit there by the fire and wait. He was miserable. Over the next few hours, the wind built to an astonishing speed, and its gust rocked the tower Pandora worked in. She was undaunted. It was nightfall now, and this was a very bad storm for any ship at sea. Fog, lightning, lashing rain, hard wind, all could lead a ship onto the rocks and sink her. Pandora worked in the watchroom, sounding the horn again and again. Above her, the great light kept its strong beam out upon the water. She was cold. She'd had no time to dress warmly or to carry wood to the watchroom stove. But she could not stop to remedy this now. It was a terrible storm, and she knew what a terrible storm could do. In the kitchen, Seabold sat at the window and watched the great light shine, and he listened to the warning horn. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. How did Pandora do it? Where did she find the strength? He was only tending the kitchen fire, and already he was tired. Finally, sleep got the better of him. The storm raged on without his witness. Bright sun shining into the kitchen woke Seabold the next morning. He had lain beside the stove all night. And where was Pandora? He looked out the window, and there she was, far out near the edge of a cliff, a shawl around her shoulders, and her paw in the air waving. Off in the water, barely a spot on the horizon, was a sailing ship at rest, safe. She saved them, thought Seabold. He watched his friend in wonder. That's the end of chapter 5. Let's go look at all the pictures. So you can see the water lashing up here, the tower up here, the house, and the water is very, very, very choppy. And there is the bell that Pandora rang over and over and over again to warn the ships. And there she was, looking out, trying to see if she could see anything. Yes, she's ringing the bell, so that's Pandora. Poor Seabold. All he could do was sit and keep the fire and the tea burning, but Pandora was so busy she couldn't even come down. She had to tend to the light and the bell. Finally, Seabold fell asleep, didn't he? So next time we'll read chapter 6. And this is Grandma Carla, and I love you.